Hello, hello, good morning, good day, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're watching. Y'all, welcome to Santa's Little Workshop, aka Diva Claus in the kitchen. So I'm starting off with my red velvet cake, well, my aunt's red velvet cake recipe. Now, I'm a little biased. I told her I would try hers this year, but I like mine better. So what I'm gonna do, y'all, and trueness to keeping it real, I'm going to drop my recipe below. Reason being, hers, I like really, really good Dutch processed cocoa. When you use Dutch processed cocoa, the deeper the better. You don't need as much because the cakes come out darker, aka more like a chocolate cake. You just turn red, and that's not the true essence of red velvet. So I'm not going to leave her recipe below. I'm going to leave mine because mine is brighter, redder, more fluffier, and we already had the competition, y'all. Mount won. Sorry, Aunt Janie. But nonetheless, I like baking because it's very therapeutic. And around the holiday time, it's like food, family, fellowship with your family over food, etc., etc. And then I have cake slices and things and desserts to give to the neighbors and to take to work as well. So one thing I will say in my red velvet process, which is similar to hers, I cannot hack my red velvet and my carrot cake from a box. I've said that before, and I cannot. So in this process right here, creaming the butter and sugar together is going to be crucial. You want to cream your butter and your sugar together, and then you're going to fold in. That way you don't overhandle your batter. It makes for a lighter, fluffier, moister cake. And you want to make sure all the ingredients are sifted. I use cake flour, which comes sifted, but you want to sift it anyway. You want to sift the cocoa powder, the cake flour, the salt, the baking soda, all together, right? Okay, so with this part of the cake right here, you can go as little or as lot as red food coloring as you like. And I don't think some people know that because the food coloring does not affect the density of your cake. It plays no part in the baking factor. So go as light or heavy as you want. But one thing is going to be key. That buttermilk and that real deal Southern red velvet cake has vinegar. White vinegar. It makes the red bind to the cake, and that's what you need, because other than that, you get a squeaky cake looking like red marble, so to speak. But now, I think a little bit after New Year, right? Because I'm going to be on a good New Year diet, but I am going to come back and do my red velvet marble cake, which is a red velvet mixed with a cheesecake flavored cake. It's not a cheesecake. I can do a red velvet cheesecake too. If y'all want to see the red velvet cheesecake, let me know. But I make a mean one in the bundt pan where I swirled in a cheesecake flavored cake batter. There's all kind of remixes to baking, and let your imagination, go wild. I wouldn't say go too wild. Don't try new stuff on your family now. So everything I'm trying for y'all is tried and true. So Aunt Janie did my recipe. I did her recipe. Of course, she said, well, you ain't did something right. But my cousins them said, Mama, just some things you good at. See, she be trying me when it come down to red velvet. She be trying me when it come down to sweet potato pie. She be trying me when it come down to the carrot cake, and she ain't got me. She got me in a traditional sour cream pound cake, but my cream cheese pound cake is something that I do a little different that I don't tell her. And then I up the ante on other desserts. I'm bougie. I go brown butter. Old school cooks, they don't know nothing about that. So moving on. Buttercream. Let's get to the topic of buttercream, y'all. Buttercream, to me, on top of a red velvet cake, there's certain cakes where I want more of that tangy, that touch, that cream cheese with a hint of sweet. Understand this is not going to crystallize and leave sugar remnants because I didn't use that much. And I have butter in there, so it's a traditional buttercream versus just your powdered sugar and your like some kind of liquid to make a glaze. No, this is traditional buttercream. You can let it whip and go as long and fluffy as you want, or you could eventually do the American buttercream where you go more like a Swiss meringue, but I ain't need all that, right? And then to the easy peasy cakes, the one y'all like when I'm hacking the box. This is my extra rum eggnog cake. And I went with a white cake here, but you can go yellow as well. It really don't matter. Instead of 3 eggs to the batter, you know what we do. We're going to go 4, right? We got our cheesecake flavor pudding. Now, you don't need the whole box. You can if you want to, but I only did half. I'm going to reserve half for another recipe. And I wanted to break out this pan right here from Nordic. I hadn't used this all season, but y'all going to see why it didn't make sense for me to use it. So I got my dry ingredients all together. Didn't really have to sift it. The only thing with box cakes, y'all, is just pre-measured for you. Because I've been seeing this debate a lot. A lot of your bakers on Instagram are arguing, am I paying for box cake or I'm paying for scratch? If I have a bakery, I wouldn't dare pass off a box cake. And all box cake mix is pre-measured ingredients. And Portia Kimball, I like her, y'all. She make her own extracts and emulsions. And she told them, does it taste good? Because we've had some, I tell y'all, I've had some scratch baked cakes that drier than a 90-year-old nun. Does it taste good? And like she told the scratch bakers, you all are coming up with your own recipes. That takes work. And what y'all mad at is because you ain't charging enough. If you look at the cost of eggs and butter right now, you got to charge your worth, baby, and add the tax. Because even if I whip this in somebody's kitchen, I use vanilla bean paste. I'm using Antigua rum. I'm using Kerrygold butter. I don't care if it's from the box. You got to add your worth and add your tax. But check the description box for the recipe. And this is a hot butter rum sauce that I'm pouring on the cake to soak into it. I also had, I eyeballed my rum and my batter, y'all. I said it was a shot, but y'all know. Anywho. So, and this is why I said it didn't make sense. Because I went back and put that extra buttercream. I didn't want to go to waste. I added some more rum, a little bit more cream cheese, a little bit more eggnog extract, and added to the top. Add my little jingle bell wreath. And she is boozy. Baby, you can taste the rum. And I'm going to see y'all in the next video.